I am back with you for my video number 5, my last video. And once again, I chose something that it's my passion. Teaching grammar is my passion. I have taught grammar for many years. Um, Unfortunately, I haven't got a degree, but I have been a teacher for several years. So I really enjoy and I like teaching grammar to students because I think that grammar is very similar to mathematics. You have to reason in order to produce it. So it's not just a matter of opening your mouth, but I teach my students that they have to learn what they are going to say. I am going to proceed with sharing the screen so you can see. Uh, okay, there it is. Okay, I chose my lesson plan number 10 for this purpose. The theme, the theme is called the structure of the passive voice. Um, Although we could say that it's a complex structure, it's not impossible to do it, and it's nice. It's nice. Now, this structure, this plan was done for the senior year, for the last year of high school, for tercero de bachillerato. They have a B2 proficiency, and in some cases, they even have C1 as proficiency. They are really good. They are really good in their fluency level. The class is, um, it comes from a previous class because in my planning number 9, I began working with passive voice, and then in my plan number 10, I continued working with my passive voice. Since I asked my coworkers which subjects, which themes, which topics to prepare, even though I cannot teach the students through Zoom, but I asked my coworkers which subjects, which activities, which themes they would like me to prepare. And one of my coworkers asked me to go ahead and prepare the grammar class about the passive voice. And he even asked me to, if possible, teach the students if I had a free time to enter in his Zoom and help him with the class, which I couldn't because I had classes on that day. So it was not possible for me to help him. But I did work with with the plan. Okay, the plan includes the 4 skills objectives for listening. They are able to reinforce the passive structure. I prepare. Well, I did not prepare, but I chose a video for them to watch. To watch at the end, by the end of the class, to reinforce the class as a class reinforcement, okay? And in speaking, of course, they will be working with the passive voice orally. And in reading, I prepared some PowerPoint presentations for them to go ahead and read, to model them the structure so they understand the structure of the passive voice and understand the meaning of the use of the passive voice, which is very interesting because it sends the subject, the doer of the action, it sends it to the end because he's not he in this case is not the important part of the sentence, but the action becomes the important part. Okay, and for writing, of course, I prepare for them a worksheet through which they will have to change some sentences from the passive to the active or from the active to the passive voice. The methodology we're using is the direct method and the communicative language teaching. In the anticipatory set, I suggested to remember some of the activities from the previous class that was presented to the students, through which we talked about simple sentences in the active voice, and we changed them to the passive voice for them to understand the way it works. Then um, I would show them the PowerPoint presentations for them to read, for them to read, okay, and for them to remember and find out how we structure the passive voice, in which the object of the verb comes to the beginning, and then we keep the same tense as in the active voice, but in the passive voice, the verb to be, the helping verb, is the one that will help us this time to take the tense of the sentence, of the structure, and the main verb goes always in the past participle. Of course, if the by phrase is needed, it's included. So here, the purpose of this class is to present them the passive structure in the different tenses, in the simple present, the simple past, the progressive, the perfect, and the future tenses. After that, um, there will be some modeling by reading the sentences and having the students repeat the sentence. And as a guided practice, here it is intended for students to read the sentence aloud, to realize, to recognize that the sentence is in active voice or in passive voice according to the exercise that they will receive, and then go ahead and restructure the sentence in the passive voice. The activity uh, goes for some students. Of course, there are not enough sentences for all the students. And then what they will do as the independent practice is that they will receive a worksheet through which here, through which what they have to do is change these sentences to the from the active to the passive. And in the second part, change the sentences from the passive to the active voice. After that, at the end, as a follow-up, first of all, as an assessment, we will check the sentences and see if they did it correct or not. If they are not correct, if they did not understand, of course, the class will have to be repeated again in order for them to make sure that they understand the way the passive is structured and the way the passive works. And at the end, as a follow-up, as I said, they will watch a video. The video includes the passive voice, how it forms, how it works, how it has the same meaning as the active voice, but in a different structure. This will help them to improve their communication skills in oral speaking and writing, sorry, because they will be able to write not only simple sentences, not only in the active voice, but in the passive voice, especially when they want to report something like a reported speech that will come later. Um, so that will assure that in their English learning, they are giving the right tools to be more fluent and to use to play with the language, because when we use different structures, we can also play with the language. We can say things in different ways, and so that this is giving them a tool to use the language in a different way. With this, I have finished my 5 videos, and I hope I accomplished the objective, and It has really been a pleasure reading all the information that you have sent us, and the classes that we've been able to get together. I hope to see you the next part of the semester, and I will be very happy to receive any comments to make my teaching better. Thank you and have a nice evening.